All right. I was going to do a little record. I keep getting these advertisements for these prepared food companies, is what they call themselves. Tempo, Hungryroot, and Home Chef are three. And I can't remember. I placed an order with Home Chef about a month ago. Got two orders from them. And I wanted to give a review, I guess, of my experience with them because I'm still just sabotaged, just inundated with advertisements for these types of companies. And it makes me think a few things. Um, One thing was when I first ordered, I can't remember if I ordered it and that was because of all the marketing they were doing to me and it worked, or, and that's rare, but it does happen. But or if because I placed an order, now they're bombarding me with advertisements. Either way, this is what happened. I got on their website, Home Chef, I believe it was, and I think Home Chef and Tempo are owned by the same company. I'm not concerned about it enough to really look into it, but they seem to be associated. They're very aligned, if not associated. Hungryroot is a little different. They all seem to focus on healthy foods, and some of them even claim to cure or treat all these sort of maladies that people experience at some point in their lives. I mean, you name it. Weight loss, liver problems, I mean, I don't even know. You name it, and they claim that their food will alleviate that. While I do believe that the one of the biggest things that we can do for ourselves and for our pets is diet. Um, it's the most important thing because we can control what goes into our bodies and take care of ourselves. I don't eat like a complete health nut, I admit, but I watch what I eat and I don't eat junk. High fructose corn syrup is terrible. Um, and on and on. I'm not going to get into all that. Um, but if you're watching this video, you're probably worried about your health too, and you're thinking about ordering from these one of these companies, which is why I'm doing this. It's not cheap. That what they tend to hook you. My background is in marketing. I have an MBA with concentration in marketing strategy, and but they hook you with cheap prices and elevated. The way that you look at it, the way that I looked at it was, well, and it works for some people, the elderly, a divorcee maybe, who just can't cook for themselves. They don't want to eat out all the time, but they don't know how to cook, and they're just totally helpless in the kitchen. There are people like that, and they have an abundance of money, or they're on a budget that allows them to spend what it's ultimately going to cost. And I'm about to get to that because you can always just buy Stouffer's or something. I don't think it's quite as healthy. Um, and you have to go out and shop, and they're providing that service for you, so you don't have to go out and source everything yourself. They send it to you. Um, so I got on their website and I started looking around, and the website was kind of a mess to me. I've built a lot of websites, and I know how things should go. You shouldn't be using the back buttons on the browser. You should just be as easy click throughs as it can be. It's very important. No friction, and I found there to be a lot of friction. I couldn't choose the meals that I wanted, and the ones that they were like automatically giving me contain things that I just don't like. I don't really like Indian food. I'm an American, you could figure. I like international foods, and I'll try anything. For some reason, Indian food is just never really. I don't like eggplant. That's one thing, and it just doesn't appeal to me that much. The flavors and the spices and all that, whatever. I like Asian food, just don't like Indian. Um, and a lot of their products seem to contain things like that, turmeric, um, and certain spices. A lot of Hispanic foods, different cheeses and dishes that you might find in Mexico or South America, and so I was just kind of poking around their website, and I ended up ordering a box from them. It was like the smallest boxes you could, and of course they lure you in with the with a low cost, and they even say that you get a free dessert with like a lifetime free dessert if you order with them. Um, I ended up placing an order almost accidentally, and for me to do that is rare. For me to fumble with technology, I'm very tech savvy, and I just didn't have a good feeling about placing that order, and I did anyway. So it finally showed up. It wasn't really all that quick, if I remember. It was within a week. I think I ordered like on a Wednesday, and it showed up that Monday or something like that. The box, one corner of the box was all wet and soggy, and I didn't know if that was from the food within or if they put it in a mud puddle or something. I don't know. And thought it would be on dry ice. It's not. I opened it. It's in a styrofoam. It's in a box that's lined with styrofoam with blue ice, frozen blue ice to keep it cold, like a layer of that, and then styrofoam on top. And it's enough to get it through shipping, and that's about it. So you immediately have to put it in, stock it in your fridge. And it comes, the way that they send it, it's actually, they say prepared meals. I'm not sure where they're getting that from. What it really is they're sending you all the ingredients for a dish or a meal, singularly, individually wrapped, like just enough cheese that for one dish. You get all the ingredients to make your own. To me, I've cooked a lot. I've cooked for 40 years, and I've been way into it. I almost considered going to culinary school at one point when I was younger. I've been in a restaurant, as a matter of fact. But so I know something about cooking, and that's what it's doing. I mean, it's for somebody who doesn't want to have to look up the ingredients and write down how much you need of each one and make sure you have it and go out to get it. That's the service that they're really providing you with, because they send you the ingredients and you make it yourself. And by the time you do all that, you may as well, and you make it yourself anyway. But they lure you in. You start looking at, you think maybe $5 a meal. That's not bad. It depends what your budget is, but I tend to try to stay, when I'm cooking at home, $5 a meal is a lot. I use the crock pot a lot, and I make big dishes, and I only cook for myself, and so I thought it might work well for me, and it really didn't. The meals weren't anything that were spectacular. They're pretty lame, actually. They were dishes that I would never cook for myself anyway. They really just weren't what I wanted. And before I knew it, it's a subscription service. So by the time I had prepared and gotten everything set up for cooking the 4 or 5, I think they sent you 4 meals, they had already got another one in the works, sending out. And I never got the free dessert, whatever. I doubt it's anything great. It's like the little muffin and a TV dinner or something like that. But they already got the next week's order already shipping out to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And it was more expensive. And of course, they upped the price as they get you onto the subscription model. They did have great customer service. I'm going to talk about that, because I was really afraid that they're like, man, we got this guy on the hook, or we got his money. That's all we want. Because a lot of companies are like that, especially when they advertise on apps, and you just get a lot of shady stuff. So I was fearing the worst. And I don't remember what I'd spent, like $100 or something. And so I contacted them, or they contacted me when we were in touch with one another, to give some feedback. And I let them know that I didn't tell them everything that I'm laying out here, of course. I'm talking a lot here. But I did tell them that, I wasn't really that excited about the first package, and then the second one already was being sent to me, and I didn't get the promised dessert, which I don't care about. But if they're going to promise that, they need to follow through on the promises. It looks bad if you don't keep your commitments, even if it's something silly like that. That's a danger companies want to be aware of. Don't promise anything that you can't deliver, even if it's something just silly. So anyway, I told them about my problem, and it just really didn't suit me. I mean, I didn't even use. I'm trying to use the ingredients they sent me. They ended up not sending. They did send the second box, but they canceled my subscription when I told them what happened, and they refunded my money. all of it. That's great. Great customer service. They didn't want a negative review, which is smart because that could cause them to lose way more money than what it cost for them to ship out those 2 boxes of food. But also makes me wonder about their margins. If they can just write off boxes like that easily. I didn't even have to go through a supervisor or anything. It was just a rep that was like, all right, whatever. And just erase the whole account basically. That was great for me, but it makes you wonder what the margins are on these products if they can just eat, no pun intended, um, their products like that. Because that's money they lost as a business owner. I can appreciate that. Um, it always stinks, but you have to be careful, not to mislead people. And I'm not saying they misled me. I was just confused and not sure about what I was getting, and I didn't even realize, I don't think, that I had ordered it. Really, it was a weird transaction, but they did make it right. So if you're thinking about that, that's why I'm making this ridiculously long video. We're over 11 minutes now. If you're thinking about ordering one of these services, Hungryroot or whatever, just be aware that what you end up getting is a box full of ingredients that are pre-measured, and but you have to peel the vegetables. You're just still doing all the work. It just doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you just pull up a couple of recipes that you like to eat and write down the ingredients and go get them for like a fraction of the price? And I know everybody can't do that, so that's the reason I'm making this video. And I told them that this would be great for a student, perhaps, or divorcee, or they even, I think, advertise towards. They have a girl in their video, she's probably in her 20s or something like that. So she's obviously like either right out of school or in school. And that seems to be more their target market, probably parents that want their children to be eating healthy and not be eating pizza every meal. I can appreciate that. It is a little more expensive, but I know parents will spend a little more on their children. I certainly would if I could. So there's that. So I just wanted you to be able to make your own decision. It's good for some people. I don't think it's good for most. If you're serious about wanting to eat well, you need to just go ahead and learn how to cook, really. It's not hard. It's science. It's just heat plus food equals cooking. That's all it is. You're just applying heat to food in different ways, and got to go from there. But it's best to just go ahead and learn. That's my take on it. So hope you got something from this.